My name is Jada.
Kai.
Liz.
And I'm Camille. Friends. How many of us have that?
Yes! Oh my God! So it's gotta be a, what is it?
Hot Tita Summer.
What's good, everybody? You got Jada.
And Camille.
And hi, Kai. And hi, Liz, because they're not here with us today. So you got
Feel
two
better
Titas.
to Kai.
Feel better, Kai.
And happy anniversary to Liz and Jack.
Sir, lady. No.
Sir, lady.
To Lady Liz and Sir Jack. I hope you guys are enjoying your anniversary celebrations. But with that said, we are calling all boss babayas and creative kabayan, and we're just out here redefining what it means to be Tita.
So it's time for your weekly Tita timeout. So take a little pause, sit down on the couch, and tune in to what we're going to talk about today. Yeah, that's all I got.
Where can they find us, Cam?
On Instagram. You can find us on Instagram, on YouTube,
Yep.
and on Spotify.
There we go. All right.
I'm awake, I swear. It's one of those days, man. I don't know.
You know what it is too? And in Toronto, the whole weather change is happening.
I love it though.
Fall's coming in. Love fall. Love the fashion. Love the pumpkin spice. But yeah, more layers. People are starting to get sick now, though. That's the only thing. So watch out there. Up the vitamin C.
Yeah.
And echinacea, people.
It's true. You know, you made a good point because I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, you know, I'm feeling a little, not sluggish, but I don't know, like there's some change and it's like a hibernation change.
Yes.
And like, this is me on coffee. I just want to
really?
throw that out there. I don't drink coffee. I'm very sensitive to caffeine.
Oh, no way.
But this is me
I need a coffee
on
right
coffee.
now. Oh.
Okay, this is as good as it's getting today. And I got a
Java
long
Cam.
day. Yeah. Coffee Cam, hot caffeine
Coffee Cam. Yeah,
like,
there we
this
go.
This is as good as it's getting today. But what's our Filipino word of the day, Jada?
Our Filipino word of the day is diba.
Short for Hindiba.
There you go. Which means basically you're saying like, right? Isn't that right? Isn't it so? Didn't I tell you? That's kind of like the phrase, right?
You can kind of think of it as like a Filipino A.
Yeah, there you go. For all the Canadian listeners out there, but that will be our word of the day. And we challenge you guys all at home to use it throughout your week as well.
And we're going to try our best to use it throughout the episode.
Yes. I'm trying to do better than the first episode, where it took me like the whole episode to actually use the words. So
I'm sure
going to
we'll
use
have our
it
moments.
more quickly. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like the weather change has been affecting just my mood lately. But yeah.
I've actually been in the Christmas spirit. I've been in the Christmas spirit
I actually
since
meant
like
to
end of
ask
July.
you about that because we're in Burr months. So it's like, who started? Who started?
We started. My husband and I have been actually, I got to credit him. Because I was not taking the initiative. I felt it in my soul and in my heart, but I did not. I was listening to Christmas music on my own. I didn't want to pressure anybody into the spirit.
Only if you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But he went ahead and started burning candles last month.
But don't you love when they
beginning of the month,
do things without you having to
No,
tell
I
them,
love
right?
it. Yeah. Like he's like my grandmother used to call him Nilaga Itlog.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hard-boiled egg, because he's yellow on the inside and white on the outside.
There you go.
For those who've never met Justin, okay? So he is, he has a Filipino
Such a
heart
good
is
nickname.
essentially what she's saying. And that was proven, if not throughout the 10 years we've been together, it was proven today, earlier this month when he started burning the Christmas candles on September 1st.
Nice. I like Justin's like, it's September 25th, Cam. You haven't said anything yet.
If the tree's not up now.
Yeah.
Like he's already.
When does your tree come up? Like
it depends.
tomorrow?
No, it depends. Okay. If things were logistically in my house, there's a lot of things going on as you know.
Yep.
So I can't put it up as early as I would like.
Gotcha.
But it would be up. It would be up. There's no question.
You're in the green zone.
Now.
You're in the Burr
Yeah,
months.
I think I'm well within my Filipino rights to to do this. It's who I am.
Oh my gosh. Do you watch Friends? Were you a Friends?
Yeah, definitely.
Follower?
Yeah, actually, thanks to my Lola, she played it religiously.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite shows growing up. I just saw online. They celebrated 30 years
crazy.
on Sunday, which is like amazing, but also like,
crazy.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So how fast has
I'm
time
not
flown?
that old.
Yeah, like 30 years. Like, my God.
Which kind of puts things in perspective for me because it's like, was I really watching that when I was 5? I'm 35.
No. How old are you in grade 3?
8.
Then we're 8. There. That's what I remember.
Like the math isn't mathing
Because
for
I
me.
specifically wrote Friends was my favorite show. I remember in a grade 3 questionnaire. Like, what was your favorite day? I was like, Thursday, because that's when Friends plays.
That's so funny. Don't kill me.
But yes, it's been 30 years, which is super wild. It's crazy to also see how kind of all the stars, how all of their careers kind of changed. Who was your favorite before we cut to break?
Rachel, I loved her hair.
I mean, who didn't? I had the Rachel layers for a bit. I mean, but who didn't?
Same.
Yeah.
And this was before I knew how to straighten my hair, so it looked very weird.
Ooh.
Very weird.
Did you straighten your hair with the iron?
Oh, in middle school, you already know.
Remember
Yeah.
that era,
It's
guys, when we
disgusting. I don't
destroyed our
wanna talk
hair?
about it. Thanks for bringing up old memories.
I'm a shout out Ross. Ross is my favorite. He's my guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got some interesting headlines that I'm curious to hear from you.
I would like to let all the Filipinos know out there that Jollibee chicken has been voted the best fried chicken in America.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool because honestly, I also thought it was biased. Like, anytime anyone asks, like, oh, what's your favorite fried chicken? I'm like, well, Jollibee, obviously.
yeah.
I love the gravy. I love the kanin.
Yeah.
But it's biased because I'm like Filipino,
Exactly.
right? But it was voted in America, not just Philippines, not just
Wow.
Canada, America.
I need to know who the contenders were because we're talking about America. Like we got the South.
So we beat Chick-fil-A. We beat KFC. What else is there? There's Church's Chicken.
Wow.
And to your point, I don't even know what other
franchises that we're not even privy to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, for it to be number one, like that's a huge deal.
Yep.
Against the Southerners.
I love my Jollibee chicken.
I'm not complaining. I love.
Yeah.
Especially, I only eat the spicy ones though. I don't eat the non-spicy.
Oh yeah, I just do spicy. That's my favorite. Yeah. But when I found this out, got a little bit of a history lesson on Jollibee, which I thought was really cool because, like, I mean, I go there and I eat all the time. I have stats, Cam.
You saw me light up, right?
I saw her light up as I said it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have stats. It's about fried chicken, but yes.
No, but still, a stat is a stat, man. I love it.
Well, it's more of like I said, it's more of like the history to Jollibee.
It's a stat story.
So they started back in 1975 by Tony Tan. His family business, it actually didn't even start as a fast food joint. They started as an ice cream shop because his family business was Magnolia Ice Cream.
If you know, you know.
You can't be Filipino and not know Magnolia ice cream.
Wow.
Also, I just did a double check of some of their flavors. Like, they have boba flavors now. They have ube cookies and cream. Mais. Oh, no. My American really came out. Mais.
Oh, like the cheese and corn?
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite.
That's my sister's favorite too.
Don't make fun of me how I said it. Avocado, buko pandan, halo halo, and like the list. It was a long list. Those were like the first ones that just immediately caught my eye. But anyways, so yeah, Magnolia ice cream. After 3 years, they had a good start, 3 years, and then they said that a lot of customers were asking for hot foods. So then they wanted to transition. So then he changed Jollibee, and they did fast food for 2 years until McDo officially came to the Philippines in 1981.
Wow.
And as he did his research, he was like, there's no way I'm going to compete with McDonald's in the US, but what he can do is be the best Filipino fast food chain and cater to the Filipino palate. Hence, Filipino spaghetti, palabok, right? And our chicken, fried chicken. So, fast forward 40 years later, it's the second fastest growing restaurant brand in the world. And their next goal is to to compete with Starbucks. So right now they're working with a South Korean coffee chain called Compose Coffee. And separate article found out that in Manila, they have a pop-up Jolly Brews, which I'm going to assume if it's a pop-up, they're using it to test, get consumer engagement, feedback, if that is their next venture. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. I wonder if they're going to serve like, is it Barako? Like Filipino coffee.
Oh.
Like a special, I think it's a special Filipino coffee.
Oh, no, I'd never heard of that one before, but that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if that's one of their values with Jollibee and catering to the Filipino palate.
Wow.
They'd definitely be taking advantage of
oh my gosh,
some of our flavors. So
wow, I love that Jolly Brew. I want to go.
I know. I double checked. I was like, "Where's this?" I was like, "Oh, Manila."
Of course.
Yeah.
Only in Manila.
Only in Manila. I like that song. Anyways, next up, actually, I thought this was really cool. Vogue Threads Paris 2024. So right now it's Fashion Week in Paris. So it actually happens tonight. So we're filming today on the Wednesday, which is September 25th. But I'm sure all of the content will be released over the upcoming week. But basically, Vogue Threads celebrates Filipino heritage and fashion's cultural impact.
What?
Yes. So miniature maquettes, which I'll tell you what that is in a minute, highlight meticulous craftsmanship symbolizing the designer's creative vision. A maquette is a small-scale model or prototype used by the designers and artists to help visualize their idea before doing the real thing. This exhibit is held at the Palais Galliera. I butchered that.
No, that's
during
not bad.
Paris Fashion Week. But designers are using natural fibers and local materials reflecting Filipino landscapes and sustainable practices. The exhibit arrangement emphasizes both individual artistry and shared design themes. And Vogue Thread showcases the Filipino fashion industry resourcefulness and its ability to engage the global fashion narrative, which I think is really awesome. So if you do have threads, follow Vogue Philippines, Philippine Vogue. And that's where you can get a sneak peek and behind the scenes of kind of like all of that going down. But I thought that was really
beautiful,
cool.
yeah.
Right? And
My
if it's on a
goodness.
global stage, I thought that was great.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
it's nice that Philippines is getting recognized for their creative contributions, because I feel like there are a lot of creative Filipinos out there. And this is it just feels so official. Vogue.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Right?
And
Vogue.
I feel like just Filipinos and more representation in the fashion scene,
Yes.
I think is starting to become a little bit more.
Vogue's on one this year.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a lot of cool things.
Oh, I love it. You know what sucks though? I don't know. They've been releasing some really great issues, and I looked into it. Do you know how much it costs to get a copy and ship it to Canada from the Philippines?
Oh no, how much?
Bro, it was like $180. It was. I was like $100, sure. $120 maybe with all the taxes, maybe. But I was like, yeah. When you get to $200, I was like, okay, this is. You start looking at your family members and see who's
No
there.
one's getting a gift this year for Christmas. That's it.
Oh man. But actually, speaking of fall, knowing that we are about to before Christmas, we love Christmas. We're about to get into spooky season. Are you a horror girl?
I used to be a gore whore. That's what I used to. I'm pretty sure I coined the term.
I've never heard that term before. That's so good.
I thought I coined the term, and then I saw it somewhere last year, and I'm like, no. You don't know what you're talking about.
Send my check. Yeah.
If you were to hear my ringtone year round, shout out Jason Sachs for sending this to me in 2008. It's the Halloween theme song. Year round. That's
what
my
is a
ringtone.
Halloween theme song? I don't even know what the Halloween theme song is.
Do you want me to play it?
Yes. Are we allowed to play it?
You have to call me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know how to get to my ringtone.
Is it
in
on
my
right now?
phone. It will be.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
Imagine it's not.
Cam.
Sorry, guys. Bear with us.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yes, of course. You know what? I love the challenge. Because you know how they say, he doesn't, run after you?
Yeah.
But then, he's walking, but everyone's like, no, oh my God, tripping. And then the
Yeah.
challenge is to see if you can actually run away from him before he gets you at the door, which is, I thought that was really funny.
That's so funny.
Anywho, so for all our gore whores out there is a Filipino zombie apocalypse movie that's going to be released on worldwide Netflix, which I thought was really cool. I'm not a horror girly, but zombie movies?
Really?
That's my exception to the rule.
Really?
I hate horror. Anything with a devil, ghost,
No, I don't watch those anymore, yeah.
spirits.
No.
No, thank you. I need to sleep in my house feeling safe. I can't do it. A thriller at most. But a zombie movie, I'll watch a zombie movie. So it premieres on October 17th. Perfect timing for Halloween. So I thought that was really cool. And then also, I mean, admittedly, I don't watch a lot of Filipino movies, but this one definitely grabbed my attention, and I'm definitely going to be checking in for this one.
Why zombie movies? What is it about them that you like?
I don't. You know what?
That's not that doesn't fall into the same category as
I think
the
it's
others.
more of this apocalyptic world. I think that's maybe what grabs my attention more. And then would I survive? Would I not survive? You know? I don't know. Yeah,
Would you
I can't
survive,
even explain
Jada?
it.
Would you survive a zombie
I think I would have a
apocalypse?
good run. And then I would either die because I'm clumsy.
Oh my gosh.
Or I'm gonna try to help someone and then I die.
Oh.
I think that's how
They're
I
gonna
would
take
go
advantage
out.
of your kind heart.
Yeah, I wish I
Yeah.
could be like survival of the fittest and like make it
Right.
to one of the last clans or whatever, or these survival groups in zombie movies. But yeah, I know myself.
That's hilarious. Did you watch Walking Dead? Are you a Walking Dead fan?
Oh, I was a huge Walking Dead fan.
yeah. Did you do the comics as well, or just the show?
I didn't actually. Yeah, I just did the show for sure. But then I fell off after Negan, for anyone who is a fan of the show and knows who that is. But yes, one more spooky shout out. There's another movie called The Substance, and it has Demi Moore in it.
Oh, hello.
It's really interesting. I'm not gonna watch. Okay, so this one's like too gory. It scares me a little too much. Like this, I would classify as horror. But Elizabeth Sparkle, renowned for an aerobics show, faces a devastating blow on her 50th birthday as her boss fires her. Amid her distress, a laboratory offers her a substance which promises to transform her into an enhanced version of herself. Go watch the trailer if you're a horror girly. It's. I don't know if I even sold it with that description, but.
So, is this like what's that movie?
American
with-
Horror Story?
No,
Or like
I
that
was gonna
show?
say, what's
Oh.
that movie with Bradley Cooper? Was it called Unlimited or something like that?
Oh, no.
What was
no,
it
I don't know
called?
that one.
Oh my gosh, where he takes a pill
Oh.
and then
no, I don't
he's
know
like
this
the
one.
best version of himself. He's super smart. He's so like
Oh, interesting.
he's so charming.
I
all
would
these
watch that.
things.
This
Sounds like a Limitless. That's what it's called.
Limitless. Okay,
so this
I'll
is
watch
like
that.
a horror version of that. It sounds like
Yes.
just based on the description.
I like the concept, but the trailer scared me that much. And I was like, yeah,
Really?
I don't know if I can handle that one.
Okay,
yeah,
I have to see the
So,
trailer because
for the horror girlies out there, check it out. Just in time for Halloween. I want to know what's happening in the city. And I mean, there's so much happening. Hindi ba? Diba?
Good.
Oh, I felt like it could have been a bit smoother, but
that
I
was
used
good.
it.
That was good. That was really good. Thank you. No, good.
Thank
high
you.
five. That was good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Well, as you know, we were kind of talking a little bit about this backstage, but we didn't want.
I wanted to get
talk
into
about
it, but
yeah,
we
just
stopped ourselves.
fresh convo.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's been watching news headlines on Instagram, whatever, Brampton's actually launching their residential licensing program. Residential rental licensing program. Okay. This is something that they initially launched in Q2 of 2023, and then they had to shut it down only 1 month afterwards because because they received so much backlash. There was about I think there was 7,500 signatures that they received on a petition, paired with only 29 landlords who went through the licensing program.
But
So there wasn't a
Wow.
lot of activity. The main concern were these landlords thought that the requirements were outrageous. They thought that it was too expensive and unnecessary. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a picture, some of the things that they were asked to do were to get electrical and gas inspections at the landlord's expense, obviously, and limit people per rooms. So just to kind of give you some context, I know they were doing a 4-person per
good thing.
room limit, right?
okay.
For those who don't know, the reason why this came about is because Brampton, specifically in wards 1, 3 to 5, and 7. So this isn't for all of Brampton; it's just those wards. There are so many complaints. They had the highest violations when it came to housing violations, right? So they had things like it was reported like 13 to 15 people living in a house.
Oh shoot!
Right,
Yeah.
whereas they are built for families of 5 max, like mom, dad, 3 kids, or whatever, whatever you're, and people are reporting like up to 8 cars in the driveway. People are parking on the grass, and it's just not. It could be, there's so many violations. It could be a fire hazard. There's zoning, like you can't just park anywhere. There's a reason why we have rules and regulations, right? So they've actually just relaunched it, and they currently have 1,760 units that are registered, which is nice. They actually have a website where you can go and see which units are registered. So if you're in Brampton in these wards and you're looking for safe housing that have gone through this licensing, then you can easily find it.
So is it mandatory, or is it like, it's a certification, like, or it's like a nice to have, and it would give you kind of peace of mind as you're looking for somewhere?
From what I understand, in these wards specifically, because of the violations, it's going to be mandatory. And it does cost money. I think it's a $300 fee that they've waived. I think they did a waiver of an extension waiver for a while. I can't remember. I think it's until the end of the year, or it was until June. I don't remember. But Yeah, no, from what I understand, it's to be mandatory.
Okay.
It's mandated, yeah.
Which, I mean, I think is a good thing, just because...
I would love to hear why, and we can chat about it, and I'll share my opinion.
To me, I mean, this is where my, like, square, you know, I like the square in me kind of comes out, because I'm like, I like process, I like being fair across the board, especially when you're dealing with large groups of people. So I just feel like if I'm going or finding somewhere that I'm going to live, it's going to be my home, I'm going to want to make sure that whoever I'm giving my check to, or whoever's managing my home is certified or is following the rules. Like, I don't know. To me, that's why I look at it as a good thing. Like, I don't want a sketchy person managing my building, or, you know, as my point of contact. And then it just makes, like, what else? Like, what was my question? It's more of like, what else has happened other than, like, there's lots of cars on the lot? Like, what other problems have they encountered?
I think it's thinking about how many people are living in a house. A house is a single family dwelling. It's not meant for 15 people to be in there, right? So it's like, what are the living conditions of the people that are living in there, right? And how is this house being maintained? Yeah. Right? And what is the disturbance to a neighbor? I live in a house. I do have neighbors, and you know, I enjoy the privacy of my backyard. I could not imagine living next to 15 people. Yeah, for sure. And what that would look like. For sure. And the safety of 8 cars in a driveway. I'm not sure how big these driveways are. I don't even know exactly how big are the driveways. I don't think they're that big, right? Yeah. Max in a typical, like, double wide garage driveway would fit 4 cars in a driveway. So what's going to happen? Like, so they've gotten the extension to get it. What happens if they don't get it? Like, are people just going to get fined? Yeah, so they have penalties listed here for failure to comply. So first offense is $600, second offense is $900, and then your third offense is $1,200. This is a 2-year pilot program. I probably should have mentioned that. Okay. And the site is very detailed. If I'll post the link somewhere in here, or maybe just on our page there, but it's very detailed, and they have, like, diagrams of examples of what you can and can't do. So it's like, and it's available in 12 different languages, so it's really, there you go, it's really easy to follow. And sorry, you called out Brampton and specific wards. Is it just mandatory for them because of how bad it was? Yes. So everyone else is fine? Yeah, like, for now. Or I guess they'll see, considering this is a pilot period. Yeah, right? Because realistically speaking, to your point, I completely agree. I'm not saying that all of Toronto needs to be this way, but, you know, considering that there is such a huge problem in those wards, I think it's helpful. And especially when you consider human rights, housing is a human right. Yeah, it's literally in our, you know, a roof over your head, right? Like, I feel like safe space, it should be safe. And yes, as a landlord, you absolutely have responsibility to maintain a safe dwelling for your tenant. Exactly. Why would you not want that? Why would you want to A, put someone in danger potentially, and B, be sued? Yeah, because that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Right. What if okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Yeah, go ahead. Let's say we have a house, they got 10 people, 2 cars, and they're very quiet and respectful. I mean, that's very much like some people's family lives, right? But that's what I mean. Like, so it's like, but it's also not a rental unit. That's not a rental unit, right? We're thinking about rental units where, like, let's tie immigration into this. You want to play devil's advocate? Let's tie immigration into this, because you know, you think about the number one. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the exact stat. I apologize. From what I understand, I know, right? From what I understand, the largest group of immigrants were from India. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. And from what I understand, in Brampton, they do have a large Indian population. And from what I understand, I know this community has received a lot of backlash. I'm not saying anything. I can't confirm or deny this. I just know that they've been receiving a lot of backlash. Yeah. So from what I understand, it's a lot of immigrants in general who are being taken advantage of. So when you think about that, I guess you can look at it from 2 ways, right? Number one, this is all they can afford. We're helping them out. Number 2, we're exploiting them, giving them poor living conditions because they don't know any better, right? Okay, I see. There you go. Okay, the two-sider. Exactly. So I'm very much on the side of you're exploiting them. I love rules too. I love rules, regulations, you know, to an extent. But I think when it comes to, again, like, just that basic need, I think there should be, right? Yeah, right. For sure. I think there should absolutely be regulations around how a housing unit is. And you think about too, like, what did they do to that house to make it to be able to house those 15 people? Were they doing like makeshift renovations?
True.
Did they do the renovations themselves? We all know.
And then sometimes you need permits depending on like certain things that you're doing,
right? Like, did you
Yeah.
take out a load-bearing wall that we don't know about? I don't
True.
know.
Oh, Lord.
Is your house to fire code? Did
Yeah.
you mess with the electrical and the plumbing? What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
What happened, right? And what's happening with all these people cooking? Are they all cooking at the same time? Do you have hot plates plugged in every other, you know what I mean? Did you
Yeah.
add outlets? Like, there's so many questions.
Yeah.
So the point of this is to just make sure that these, is to do inspections and to make sure that these houses are up to code.
Yes. That's the most important
Exactly.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because like, and especially like my husband's an electrician. I can only imagine the horror that he would see if he walked into some of these places.
Violation.
Yeah, like it's a little scary. And then like, you know, house fires and stuff. Like you got to think
True.
about that.
Yeah.
And does your house have the right amperage for
I
your
don't even know what
home?
that is. What is it?
So like your electrical box.
Oh, amperage.
Is there
Sorry.
enough?
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
enough power going to, you know, to
Yeah.
support the plugs that are in your house?
Yeah. And the amount of
We just
people,
don't
yeah.
know, right? Like there are so many questions. So I personally think this is a good move. And you know, for any other place that is also having this issue, if Toronto was having this issue closer to home, if Scarborough was having this issue, I would hope that they would do something like this to support
Yeah,
their
I agree.
citizens and
Yeah.
their residents, right? I would hope.
I'm really curious to see, like you said, it's a pilot
Yeah.
period. So I'm curious to see, one, how it's received and kind of what the byproduct of all of this. And hopefully it's all moving towards a positive direction, of
For
course.
sure.
So
Quick shout out to my cousin, Brampton City Councillor Rowena Santos, who I know has been doing a lot of work with Patrick Brown on this and
nice.
talking about this. And I know she received a lot of backlash herself just from
wow.
presenting this information and posting about it. But, you know, shout out to you, girl. You're doing the most.
you got it, girl.
Doing a great job. So
Yes.
keep it up.
As you know, we just recently celebrated Liz's birthday. So obviously we had to go out and do something. So for our first...
AKA eat.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Duh.
Do something. We had to eat.
Our first Titas in the City segment is at one of our favorite restaurants.
Happy birthday to you. So cute.
We were close to the most. I can let you go. Try it.
Yes. Would you or would you not? Yeah. Oh, hi. Oh, hey. Hey. There. Hey, hey. You know, just Titas in the City or whatever. No, that's good. We're here for the first Titas in the City installment. We came here to celebrate the one and only place. And for those of you that don't know, we are at Wing Station, and this is definitely one of the spots that we like to go to. Post recording, go-to spot, 10 out of 10 is the register. Best wings in Sunday. Yeah, best wings in Scarborough, hands down. Hands down. Yeah, when we speak. I literally only tried to Scarborough. Well, if you come here and not get that, you're sleeping. Yeah, they stay crispy when you guys. Please fuck here. But also the service is really amazing. Yeah. Shout out our friend here. You'll meet him in a second. It's great to come watch some games. Yeah. And today we ordered. What did we get? Our flavors. All pizza flavors. All in good dry. So good. Literally everything. So like every chip, every season. Every season. I will see everyone. 43 get spicy barbecue. Yeah. Those are very good too.
43 are good too. It goes like a half.
But yeah, every time that's Sambo. I'm here.
And honestly, there's part of me that was like, are we really gonna make everyone know about our spot? I know, right? We wanted to keep it a secret.
We almost gatekeep.
We almost did. But it's too good. And you two can have items like that.
We literally have our meetings here.
Yeah. We're actually suffering from itis.
We have 3 kinds of wings.
2 chili onion fries. Caesar salad. And garlic bread. 2 cheesecake. We are celebrating with, though. We are celebrating with. It's a celebration. I'm so happy you were born.
Did you stage that? Do you have a little story or you don't? Nobody's singing.
Dear Liz.
I was recording.
Right? And my voice isn't great.
What flavor is this?
All right, people in the city. Move on to the next one.
That was fun.
Yes.
I'm hungry again.
Me
I
too. Honestly,
I want to eat again.
That was hard to watch. Not gonna lie, that was hard to watch.
Oh my gosh. No, the Jaffna fries, they're
Yeah.
fire. We have gone to other locations. We've tried to find
The chili onion fries.
dupes and no one does them like Wing Station. They're on Markham Road, right? But they're
Markham and McNichol,
so good. So definitely go and check them out, Wing Station.
No one does it better than you. Hey, hey.
Coffee Cam singing over here.
I love those wings.
Yeah.
I love those wings.
Actually, Cam was the one that put us on Wing Station. There you go.
I eat there too much.
So thank you.
Awesome.
All right. So we are in our relationships segment and we're going to take a different angle this time. So we are actually, instead of like your relationship with friends, family, how about your relationship with technology? So shout out my homie. She gave me a free guest pass for masterclass. So I took an AI masterclass last night and it was really eye-opening. So it kind of just got my brain going because, like, you know, when we look at pivotal technological advancements, we had the computer and the internet. Now we're all on our phones. And now the next wave is AI. And I feel like within one of our within this past year, I've said how I'm amazed and terrified of AI, but kind of now it's fast forward a few months. I'm trying to challenge myself to actually use it more. And it just all fascinates me. It's an amazing tool in my humble opinion. But what I wanted to ask you, Cam, was, you know, as AI is becoming more integrated into our daily lives, whether it's through chatbots, smart devices, or creative tools, do you see AI as a force for enhancing creativity, or do you think it risks making us more reliant on technology for ideas?
I think it's both. You know, I don't love gray areas, but I really do think that it's a bit of both, especially since, you know, the thing about the technology revolution or this version of the industrial revolution is just we don't know the limits.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
That's the scary part. Yeah.
I think we talked about this briefly in another episode where it's like we've lived through, you know, pagers and record players and tapes and black and white, you know,
Facts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then now we're all of a sudden at like gasless electric cars and like chat GPT and all these things. Whereas before it was like, oh my gosh, a scientific calculator.
Yeah. I spilled boobs on my
Right?
calculator.
I know, right? Or like I have a blue light
Now we have AI.
on my flip phone. Yeah, like, you know, where it's like people, a lot of people don't even have computers anymore because they have their phone or like, you know.
I feel like people are moving even to iPads, like back to
Exactly,
iPads.
with
Like I feel
their,
like we had
you
a bit
know.
of a hop there, but
Yeah, like I think it's both. I
Yeah.
think it's definitely both because from a creative standpoint, like of course it helps but I think anytime there is that development, there is a form of reliance that comes with that.
yeah, honestly, like I feel like we're spoiled in the sense sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have the brain energy to like think of what technically feels like a simple message, and then you're like, you know what? I'm like, let me jump to ChatGPT, help me out here. But one of the instructors in the class last night said a really interesting thing because everybody's fear is that like this AI is going to develop its own intelligence and then be smarter than us and then turn on us and blah, blah, blah. But one of the main things they wanted to remind us was that like, you know, it's only as good as whatever you are putting into it, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was really interesting was the guy said he was trying to do a brainstorm for like, he's trying to build a business or whatever, as an example in the class. And he was asking questions like, can you make this? Can you make that? But he goes, you know what? But if you don't want the creativity to come from AI and you want it more, you want your creative juices to be flowing, you can flip it on ChatGPT and say, instead of thinking of the ideas, I want you to ask me prompting questions, which then challenges your creativity and forces you to then find the answer. So I just thought that was like an interesting perspective because to me, AI and ChatGPT, it's like, give me this, tell me this, give me, right? Which then in turn sacrifices creativity, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's all in how you use it.
100%. Just like with most things, right? It's not the device itself that's inherently bad. It's the way you use it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I think
100%.
I don't want to be like, you know, at one point it was like, don't trust the internet, and you never know who you're talking to, and it's unsafe. Now it's like a tool that we use often. Like, you have to embrace these changes as well. So shout out Liz. She told me about a business conference a couple weeks ago, and I went, and the line that stuck out to me was, if you do not embrace AI, you will be replaced by AI, or potentially, which I know is also another topic, and fear of jobs being replaced. But I also don't want to shun AI or be like, no, it's weird, it freaks me out, and then stay away from it. And then like in a year, you're behind, or you're not fully understanding. So I also want to be open-minded as AI kind of develops in our day-to-day lives and how we use it.
100%. And it impacts our economy.
That too,
right?
Yeah.
We're in now they call it the fourth industrial revolution, which initially started in the beginning of the millennium. With the Y2K shutdown, we thought that the world's going to stop in the year 2000.
What a time!
Everything was silver and baby blue, and life was great,
baby
wasn't
pink,
it? All those like
good times,
galaxy colors, like like baby
xenon.
Silver, I don't know. Yeah,
intergalactic.
Right? But I feel like with that, like there's been so many impacts, so many changes in the economy. With the main one being like, you kind of touched on it, is saying people feeling like displaced, like, is AI going to come for my job and my livelihood? Yeah. But I feel like I'm going to use Costco as an example. I feel like we all love Costco. Yeah. Especially Filipinos, we love Costco.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I think about how they're introducing technology, and they're not doing like layoffs or anything like that. But what they have done is, for example, today, I think it was this week, I think maybe Tuesday. I don't remember which day exactly. But this week they implemented at one of the stores in Markham, scanning your membership card in the front.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I went with my cousin. There's like it's a little stand, but there was still a human.
Yeah, there's
standing beside it,
because they need a person to monitor the entrance still, right? So this kind of makes the job a little bit easier. It's like you don't have a membership, because Costco it's a club.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You can go over to membership desk and they can help you get a membership.
Yep.
And they've introduced, self-checkout, which was new to Costco, and a lot of other stores have it.
Yep.
But, things like that, where you still often have a human there to help support you when you need it.
Yeah.
Right. But they're making things more efficient. I think of things like even like QuickBooks, once upon a time, we didn't have accounting software like that.
Yes.
Whereas like this kind of puts it into the hands of users, not even users with like hundreds of dollars or like billion-dollar companies, or like,
for sure.
You can just use it.
So, I mean, before we cut to break, I also just wanted to add that it's the potential, I think, is what's amazing. I think the scary part is the like I said, it's as valuable as the information that you give it. But what happens when it's an evil person? Dare I cross that line? Like, or terrorists, like someone that evil. Like, what if they use it and it makes them better in a bad direction? That's where it gets scary. And I hope that with all those like ethical laws and things when it comes to technology and these new advances, that's where I hope we are protected. But I think that's the most scary part about it, right? So
Well, welcome to Hollow Hollow, the segment with no hollow yet.
Operative
word there. So we're just gonna chat about. I like this question. Jada found this question. I thought it was pretty cool,
I saw it on Instagram this morning. I just thought it was funny. But what is the most Filipino thing about you? What comes to mind?
It's really funny because I was actually having this conversation with someone over lunch.
Oh,
another Blasian Filipino.
Oh, nice.
And we were talking about how they're like, do you think that have you ever felt like less Filipino than your friends because like you never did like Hawaiian dancing or anything like that?
I wish.
And I said, I actually feel like I'm more Filipino than most Filipinos. And it's actually feedback that I've gotten from other Filipinos who know me.
Yeah.
And it's because like I feel that way. I feel they think that way about me because I was raised by my grandparents mostly. Like that had a huge influence on how I live my life. So I kind of skipped that and I went straight to the rosary. But to answer, like, I'm going to answer in a fun way. I think the most Filipino thing about me is definitely my love for Christmas. I actually have a little mini parole that stays in my house year round. And I actually used to leave my Christmas lights outside of my house up year round, but they started to break. So for logistics, we took them down. And my husband puts them up at the earliest opportunity. But I would say something along the lines of that. And also, literally just my house. If you ever come to my house, It's literally like walking into your Lola's house. That's
For sure.
the number one feedback that I've gotten from people. That's it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
That's a good one.
There's always rice cooking. It smells like rice.
Literally, the most Filipino thing about me is like the way I love kanin. Like, yo. And right now I'm doing 75 hard. So my diet is I eat between 11 to 7. And I'm not eating kanin.
Really?
And it's killing me. I'm going to do all you can eat sushi though at the end. That's my prize.
We did that last time.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good way to
So,
end it.
but yeah, no, definitely my love for kanin. I definitely feel like my laugh or like my cackle, you know, anytime
Definitely a
I laugh
cackle,
hard
yeah.
is definitely something Filipino. My nose, I thought that was a good one, but actually I can't take credit for that one. That one I saw on Instagram, but I
That's
was
a
like,
good
yeah,
one. I'm gonna
like,
steal that one too because I
Yeah.
have to get my glasses specially like adjusted in the middle and it still doesn't work. I
Oh,
I
really?
purposely
Oh, I
go
didn't
to
know
an
that.
Asian optical store because they
Gotcha.
understand.
They know, yeah.
I'm not gonna turn my head to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
That was a good one.
What else? I'm trying to think. I
I
feel
need
like
to know. No, I need to know. What are you replacing rice with? You can't just like eliminate rice and then have a void.
I'm no, literally, like I'll just eat the cotton or not the cotton. I'm struggling
the
with
food
word.
like the
ulam. There we go. I was like,
yeah.
why am I not? I'm not getting it. But
by itself.
yeah, like I'll literally just eat the ulam by itself. I've been having more like sandwiches and wraps. Like,
What about like veggies? Like, can you replace it with like vegetables?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
and
what's
I'll
your
do
favorite
veggies. Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
A potato.
Yeah. Like I'm still having potatoes, but
Okay.
just like portioning it. So yeah, or pasta.
Right.
But then again, still a controlled
Over
portion.
rice.
But I missed rice.
Come on. Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't know.
And my mom made like fried garlic rice and longanisa
Oh,
yesterday, and I was
no.
like, guess I'll just make my BLT. Like, I was so upset.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, but it was like a
Guilty.
really I did bacon, but then I added the longanisa too in it.
Oh, okay.
So good.
All right. That's funny. Wow.
I feel like I'm missing more, but those were the first things that kind of came to my mind.
Yeah.
I love
core
Christmas
ones.
too.
Yeah.
I love Christmas too. What else? Even though I'm not the best singer, I do love karaoke. Like even if I'm
yes,
not in the
same.
mood to sing that day, I'm still like, okay, I'll come. You
No, I
know?
always
And
sing. Yeah. It's what keeps
sing
me
along.
up when I'm doing like road trips for like long showings that are far
Yes.
away. Like
Yep.
it's the only thing.
Yep.
I sing all the way up to the cottage when my husband and I are in the car. Like the fact that he can just sit there, because sometimes I'll just do karaoke by myself at home because he doesn't want to sing with me. And I'll just sit there and I'll sing. And
Yeah.
he'll be like watching the hockey game, but I will just turn it on. I'm like, oh, it's on break. Let me just put on a song real quick. And then he'll
Play
just.
My Heart Will Go On.
Right? He'll be watching on his phone, but he's just there. I'm like, he could have gone to another room. We have other TVs in the house, but he's
That's
just sitting
love.
there. Yeah. So thank you,
That's
Justin,
love.
for. And I cannot sing. Like, I'm not even
I
just saying that for
wish.
fun.
I
Like,
wish. I
it's-
can do like humming, harmonizing in the
I
background.
can't even do that.
But that's at most. But like take away all the like audio and it's just my vocals. Hell no.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's so
can't.
funny.
Yeah, I'm not the one.
Oh, that's so
The
funny.
gene skipped me. Oh yeah, FCS, Filipinos who can't sing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Filipinos, so okay, if you weren't doing what you were doing now, what's a stereotypical Filipino job that you would do?
Oh my gosh. Listen, I feel like okay, I'm not even gonna say that. Never mind.
Oh my God. Oh, is this
No, I'll
problematic?
say
I don't
that.
know.
No, there was something I was gonna say, but I'm gonna save it for an offline conversation. I would say I don't know. This is not stereotypical, but I think to me it's stereotypical because it's like you have to go to school to do this. I would probably be a lawyer.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't-
That's a good one though.
Yeah, I have blood, like a phobia of blood.
Oh, really?
I cannot. Like I can clean up after you, but I don't think that I could. Like I'll faint.
With nursing,
Yeah,
I know. I
and
did
I'll
get nervous
just
about
very
that.
queasy. It feels like my legs are rubber. Like I can't do that. Maybe I'll be like a doctor, not a nurse, because like then I don't have to really draw the blood directly. I can just send you to the blood
Yeah.
clinic, and the nurse
Go to
can
Life
do
Labs.
that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe a doctor, or a lawyer,
I could 100% see you as a lawyer.
right?
Doctor, yeah. I mean, I could see you as a doctor
like,
as
I'm
well,
not a-
but
yeah,
I feel
I'm
like
not
with a
really-
lawyer, it's like, you know, you could really.
Yeah, be firm.
Yes.
I can be a little like,
Yeah.
you know, no, I need to be, yeah, either that or like some politician in the Philippines or something. I think I'd make a great politician.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Philippines, yeah.
And now you just changed my answer because, well, originally I was gonna say I was like, I guess like a nurse. Like I did do nursing for a year.
Yeah. I did look at the program, but I just
I mean, I did it, and I was like, oh, you know, it was a personal decision for myself at the time that I was like, I couldn't do it. But
you'd make a great nurse.
I could see that. Yeah, I feel like I'd be like the nurse that's trying to make everybody laugh.
Yeah, she'd have the best bedside manner.
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. Diba.
Yeah. I haven't said it yet. Oh my gosh.
And then, but now because you said politician in the Philippines, let me go back to the Philippines and be a triple threat. Let me go act, sing,
100%.
and play basketball. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like all my titas and titos told me that, like as a teenager growing up, as I was playing basketball, you should go back to the Philippines. It'll be triple threat.
Yeah. My Lola, I was a lot thinner when she used to say this. But my Lola and her sisters would be like, you could be a model, you know. And even now, her sister said to me the other day, my great aunt, she's like, yeah, you know, Camille, she could have been a model, but I don't know what happened. And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm 35.
What's going on here?
Like, what's happening? Why are these comments still around?
I will say though, I mean, the industry is becoming more inclusive,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I can be a plus size geriatric model.
Not the geriatric, not yet.
I mean, I don't.
Hindi pa. Yeah.
I'm old, diba?
There we go. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know what other jobs could I do or that I'd be interested in.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Like, I feel like healthcare in the Philippines is very different than healthcare in Canada. So,
True.
You know, we do have a lot of nurses that come over.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what
I would actually even do. Not to say like this is only like particular to the Philippines. Now I'm just kind of like branching out.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would love to have worked on like a cruise ship or like.
Just reminded me of something.
Like I feel like I could be part of the entertainment team on a cruise ship or like on a resort or something
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Not full time, but
Bring in
I
the
feel like I
energy.
would just try it, for
Yeah,
fun. Yeah.
that's awesome. You just reminded me of something. So, like, one of my like secret dreams, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this out loud,
Not
is
secret anymore.
to have a show, like a karaoke show.
What?
In the Philippines, it's like Sing Your Heart Out, where it's like
Oh
it
my
measures
gosh.
your passion, not your not your
you're like,
skill.
I would win.
Yeah, like I would win anyways. But like, so it's not like rigged because I wouldn't play. I would just host it. But yeah, no, that's kind of like what I would
That
want.
could be
I
fun.
think like the Philippines TV scene is so fun. Like
Yeah.
it is so fun.
It is.
I feel like they try to do it here in America. Like they bring some Asian shows over, like The Masked Singer, if I'm not mistaken, was like Ken Jeong brought that over from Asia, I
No
believe.
way.
Yeah,
I
if I'm
didn't
not
know
mistaken.
that. That's so fun.
Yeah, and I feel like there's something like Philippines is like there's this homegrown vibe, but there's very much like sophistication to it.
Yeah.
So and
Actually, fun fact.
Yeah.
I just learned about. Oh, what is the thing called? So there's like a TikTok audio. It's like paging, and it's like that you either get. It's like a get ready with me or something, and it's like you do like these steps. Anyone who's listening, I hope you know what song I'm talking about. It's like originally from a Gloria Estevan song or something like that. Paging, Dr. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, I'll show you right after. Apparently, that actually stems from, and let me find it. It's a genre from the Philippines. Shoot.
Oh, really?
I wanted to find. I'll have more information. Budots, which is a genre. So basically, they took that song, but it's a certain sound in the Philippines right now. I'm gonna get more information on it. But that whole viral TikTok connected to the Philippine culture. So, anyways, I'll have more information on that next week. But I thought that was really interesting.
Originated in Davao City.
Yeah. Just
Paging
because,
Dr. Beat.
Yes, yeah, because you're saying the TV scene is so fun, and I was like, well, speaking of fun, this like new TikTok audio, which is kind of big right now, and knowing that it was actually pulled, like it wasn't just like something random. The fact that it pulled from this like sub genre from the Philippines, I thought was really cool. So I'll have more on that next week.
It's slang for slacker.
Yeah. It's a really interesting sound.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another week in the books. Hope you guys have a good week. Make sure to use
Diba.
this week. And we will see you next week. Ingat.
little